In this video, we will show you how to replace your front ABS wire on this Kia Forte Koup. This will be located behind your front wheel. Let's get into it. Okay friend, let's get started on our job. The first thing we need to do is safely raise and support the front of the vehicle so the wheel's off the ground and the suspension's hanging. To remove the wheel, we're going to remove all 5 of our 21mm lug nuts, and then we can get the wheel off of here. With the wheel out of the way, we have a clear view of our ABS wire making its way from the back side of the steering knuckle all the way up along the strut, along the body, and up and behind the fender liner. Along the top here, this is where the connector will be located. To disconnect that connector, it's easiest if you dislodge at least the front of the inside fender liner. We'll start this removal process under the front bumper cover. Now under the front bumper cover, you're going to find that this is held in place with 2 plastic push clips. To dislodge these, you can use a trim tool or a small prying device. You want to carefully start removing the center to unlock it and remove the outer portion. Once it's out, a quick inspection and move along. At this point, we can start dislodging this from along the bottom of the bumper cover and make our way back in towards that wheel well. To remove this, once again, we're removing the center. Just want to try to dislodge that. Once that's out of place, pull out the outer portion as well. We'll make our way up from there. You're going to find another push clip. Take hold of that. Should be able to pull this out of place. Just bring it in and behind this area. And now we have a clear view of that electrical connector. To disconnect this electrical connector, where my pocket screwdriver is, you can see that there's a small locking tab. You want to depress that and separate this. You can use your finger for this if necessary. Screwdriver tends to work well for me. With that disconnected, the next thing you need to do is inspect both sides of that connector. It's always good to see if you have any corrosion on either side. If you do on this side, you need to go ahead and take care of it. We'll follow that ABS wire down to its next connection point along the body of the vehicle here. To disconnect this, I'm just going to use some long nose pliers. There's a couple of small locking tabs along the back side here. Of course, we are replacing this anyways, so if you needed to, you could just break it off. We'll continue making our way down the line here. At this point, we have a 10mm headed mounting bolt holding this bracket in place. Follow the ABS wire down to where it connects onto your front strut assembly. Remove this 12mm headed mounting bolt. Continuing down, we'll have to separate this as well. Once again, if you wanted to, you can just pry that out of place or squeeze on the locking tabs along the back side. Continue following this down. This is where you're going to find the sensor. It's connected right into that steering knuckle with a 10mm headed bolt right along the bottom. Remove that bolt, and then remove the sensor from your steering knuckle. Once you have that out of there, it's a good idea to use a little bit of penetrant in this area. Let it sit and do its job for a couple minutes. After that, you should be able to take hold of this. We'll carefully start giving it a little wiggle. Side to side, once it starts breaking free, pull it out and away. You want to be careful not to break it off inside your steering knuckle. This one's moving around pretty good. Start pulling it away carefully. And there it is, friend. With the sensor out of position, the next thing that you need to do is pay attention to your steering knuckle. We want to make sure that this is a clean surface for your brand new ABS sensor to sit into. We'll start with some fine sandpaper along the outside. We'll have a flat base for that sensor, of course. Continuing from there, we'll be using some parts cleaner and a bore brush. A quick inspection, we'll let that dry, and we can continue. With that cleaned, we can prepare to install our brand new ABS sensor. We'll start with the sensor down along the bottom there. For this, you want to take the sensor and slide it right into that steering knuckle. It should go in fairly easily. Once you have it pressed in, the next thing you need to do is align that mounting bolt hole, start in the mounting bolt, snug it up, and torque that to 7 foot-pounds. I'll be using a hand tool for this. We don't want to over-tighten it. Moving from there, we'll make our way to our next mounting point. Press that ABS wire in, listen for a click. Just above that, we're going to resecure the ABS wire to our front strut assembly. This should just align right like this. Start in that 12mm headed bolt, snug it up. Let's continue up from there. We'll be taking this ABS wire. For that, on the bracket, you'll find that you have a small locating tab. In the body of the vehicle, you have a spot for that tab to fit into. Align that, align the mounting bolt hole, and start in your 10mm mounting bolts. Once it's started in by hand, you can go ahead and snug it up. Just double check to make sure that's secured. Continue on with our next mounting point. That's right up along the body of the vehicle here. Just press that in. Listen for a click. We'll give it a tug. Continue following it up to its electrical connector up along the top. Press it in. Listen for a click. Once you do hear a click, we'll just give it a light tug. Make sure it's properly secured together. Let's get this in position here. You want to pay attention along where it goes in and behind the bumper cover. Just press it right there. Let's get our mounting points aligned and install our 2 push clips on the inboard side here, just right inside the wheel well. Press in the outer portion, lock it in with the center. Let's make our way safely under the front of the vehicle. Down in this area, once again, we'll make sure that the cover goes underneath the bumper cover there. Continue on with your plastic push clips. Just press them in, lock them down with the center. Make your way back to the wheel well. One last quick inspection in this area, and we can reinstall our wheel. We'll start on all of our 21mm lug nuts and bottom them out. With the wheel back on the ground, we'll be torquing each of our 21mm lug nuts to 80 foot-pounds in a crisscross manner. torqued. Okay friend, we finished the installation of our front ABS sensor. At this point, you want to hop in the vehicle, take it for a road test, make sure you have no ABS light. Thanks for watching.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.